Lacey Everett here with the Minds in Motion dance series. Today's guest is Eugenia Rodriguez, who is a professional dancer who just dances from her heart and is going to give us some great tips. I truly care about your success. So I would love to hear your comments and thoughts. And don't forget, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Eugenia is going to talk about growth mindset for dancers and really going beyond just the dance movements and feeling it from within, which will increase your overall performance. She's also going to talk about how to motivate yourself to be successful and the importance of believing in yourself. She's going to give us types of self-motivation and how to motivate yourself at work, how to regain motivation at work, tips to build self-confidence, overall, how to build self-confidence and self-esteem and motivation for dancers. All right, let's go gain some knowledge from Eugenia. Hi, Eugenia.
Hello, Lacey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to see you.
So excited to be here.
Yes, you are the pro of all pros. I wanted to ask you, out of all people, the importance of believing in yourself and how important that is with being in this industry, the dance industry and such, and building self-confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I think this industry is known, and I've proved it now that I'm here, that it's so inconsistent in training and jobs, and it's a very like lonely journey kind of. So if you're really you have to be comfortable with yourself, and more than anything, like you have to believe in yourself before anyone does, or in order for anyone to do so. Because I think the way it works is, as dancers or as choreographers or as creators, we create, right? You create either on your body or you present something on your body. So if you don't believe it, you kind of have to sell it without like the cruel idea of like selling it for something, but you have to propose it. You have to share it first. And if you don't believe what you're saying, it's so hard for other people to do so. But I always think that it's easier said than done, but it's also easier to just start believing in anything you say, because I think I, including myself, wasted so much time doubting, and what's the worst thing you can get is a no, or you have rejection, and that means you just tried,
Mhm.
and a lot of people say, like, this world is full of rejection, which is true because there's so many of us trying to do the same thing, but at the same time, I think it's natural for us, something, there's not a rule book. So we're all just trying to find the journey, and it's natural that we're gonna mess up. And I think for myself, as soon as I became okay with messing up often, um, life became more fun and things started happening.
That's such a good point, and I believe that, because it's interesting how once you just relax, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and it seems like that's what's helped you, is just kind of relaxing. And once you did that, it seemed like it helped you perform at your optimal level.
Definitely. And I think it's a magnetic energy. Like, as soon as you become comfortable with yourself, I don't know what type of magic this is, or the universe, I'm not sure, but it's like you start attracting those things and those people. It's like, when they say, like, when you let it go, it comes. I think it's that. I don't know what it is, but I think about
Yes, I love the use of the word magic. Let's do
that.
that. Let's say it's magic.
I
It's
love magic.
Yes, it's similar to if you feel confident, others will feel confident in you. Therefore, you'll get the
Yes.
job. Or therefore,
People want to feel good. People want to feel confident in themselves, and if you're confident in yourself, like you're saying, you're going to make them feel comfortable and safe, and I think that's when people perform at their best.
yes, absolutely. That's a really great point. And it is. It's like a magnetic energy that's kind of
Yeah.
flowing through you. And how did you get there, Eugenia? How did you get that?
These ideas.
Yes. That
Yeah,
that sense of that self-confidence.
we're always working on it. There's days
Yes.
that I feel that I'm like, I can take on the world, and there's days that I wake up and I'm like, how am I gonna do this, or what am I doing? But I think, when you're feeling low, it's when you push, to
Mhm.
go to somewhere. And when you're feeling high, you get to look down a little. I mean, putting in levels, but you get to look down and be like, whoa, I've come along this way, and you get to celebrate that. And that up and flow is kind of like what I think keeps me going. But I come from a very perfectionist mindset to a fault, for sure. I think is what helped me get here, yes, but also like I would leave the stage like bawling because I messed up on like
Mm.
the head of my solo. Like very traumatic, very dramatic. So I think it took me to really dark places. It took me to be really down on myself and like talk to myself really negatively and have a very negative narrative. So
Mhm.
I didn't want that because I was not having fun. So I think I started to just be okay with messing up again and be okay with I guess less focus on a product and more just enjoying the process forever. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, enjoying the process forever. That should be on a shirt. I love that. This
Yeah.
and yes. And also, I think it's so important what you said, Eugenia, that perfectionistic mindset they used to have that was toxic to you, it seemed like,
Yeah.
and how you kind of got over that. But knowing that messing up is okay. It seemed like you accepted it and released it when it happened. And that helped you a lot with getting to
Yeah.
this place because it's
Yeah.
normal. We're human. Just going into it, okay, I'm going to mess up. I might mess up, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think what's important then
And
is
then
the
is the
recovery.
recovery.
That's the
That's the
interesting
interesting
part.
part.
How do you
How you
recover,
recover,
how you
how
come
you come
back.
back.
As
As
simple as
simple as
in a
in a
turn,
turn,
if you're
if you're
turning in
turning
dance
in
and
dance
you
and you
are
are
falling, how are you
falling,
going
how
to
are you
make
going to
that
make
look
that look
not like
not
you
like
messed
you messed up?
up?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And then not beat yourself up about it. And then, like you said, noticing, okay, I'm feeling some type of way right now. I feel it in my chest or I feel it in my body somewhere, pinpoint it and be in tune with that feeling and then noticing, okay, it's okay to be comfortable in the discomfort. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I messed up. This is horrible. But all right, I'm feeling it, okay. The day is going
Yeah,
to go on.
definitely. I think what you just said, like feeling comfortable with the uncomfortable, was also understanding that feeling uncomfortable just equals growth. Like,
Yes.
I don't know another formula, I guess, and just being like, for example, right now I'm super busy. I feel very challenged. I was telling you, I feel like I'm so spread thin, but I'm starting to see like a new avenue that I'm going into, and it's exciting to dream of that, and that's the motivation. Even though right now I don't feel incredible every day, but I'm building, so that's cool.
Yes. Well said. And two, with the self motivation, tips for motivating yourself, and such, you're great at that. I wondered if you had any to give to
Yeah,
others.
for sure. I mean, I've learned these from my friends, from people that I look up to. So I think it always motivates me to have a goal, whatever it is. If it's like just some sort of a direction, some people work better without direction. I work better with direction. As simple as I'm going to take a class next week with this person. I'm going to, I dream of being on tour with this person, like whatever. Or I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and like do a yoga session because I'm very sore. Like little things that I can look forward to just give me a sense of purpose and allows me to relax. But also, not doing dance things is motivating too. Like being
Yes.
outside, baking. I love baking. Um, being with friends, like, and that automatically informs your artistry. I think balance doesn't mean 50-50. It can be 10-90 or whatever combination, but always trying to infiltrate other things, because then if not, who wants to just look at dance moves. It's like what you put behind them. So that always helps. And then I think always staying communicative with myself and with other people, expressing my interests, questioning things. Like, I think it's important to keep a conversation aside of just the craft itself.
Yes, being
Yeah. Oh
curious,
my God.
open to learn.
Yes. Curiosity is the only way of life, I think. I am trying to change like all my fears into curiosity. It's
Hmm.
like instead of being scared of an outcome, it's like, oh, I'm curious how it's gonna go.
Being like a little experimenter on yourself. Oh, I
Yeah.
wonder how I'm going to react. Like something.
Yeah. Wonder how that's gonna go, but let's try.
Wow. What an advanced mindset. That's going to help a lot of people, Eugenia. That's really it's really admirable
Oh,
that you
thank
have
you.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, disclaimer, this is my perspective. There's so many perspectives that work, but yeah, I feel like that sense of like taking myself a little lightly because I take my craft very seriously has helped me to not like, haunt myself or like, when it's not going the way I expect it to.
Okay. Yeah, so not taking life too seriously. Take
Yeah.
your not taking yourself too seriously, just light.
Yeah.
Nice.
We find our own theories here and there, and this is my current theory of life. So we'll see how it also evolves later. But for tips, yeah, I think writing things down always help in terms of goals or scheduling or just your thoughts, like journaling. I think keeping that journey of learning about yourself is always motivating too.
Exactly. And kind of like what you said at the beginning, we can look back. If we have a journal, we can look back. Wow, I used to write that.
Yeah,
Okay, now look where I am now.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, one of my favorite thoughts, it's so weird to explain, but one of my favorite thoughts is thinking like where I was 4 years ago and thinking, or 3 years ago, whatever time ago, and thinking like, whoa, 4 years ago, I would have never imagined to be here. And maybe you can relate, like what you're doing right
Yes.
now, like your doctorate, you're like, did you know 4 years ago that you were gonna do this? I don't know, maybe you did, but maybe you
No.
didn't. And it's cool to think like, oh, in 4 years, what am I gonna be doing that I don't know now? That's cool.
It's so that is the beauty of life, the unknown. And there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear in the unknown, especially with dance. What am I gonna, where am I gonna work? The more open you are, the more you immerse yourself in things, the more that's gonna come your way.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm. Tips for going beyond just the movements because you are pro at that. You are for sure the artiste. You,
Oh, that's very sweet.
yes, Eugenia. So going beyond just the dance movements, because that's important. And like when you said, it's how important it is to have those life experiences too, like the balance, self care. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm a dancer for a couple hours right now, but then I'm going to go to the pool with some friends, or I'm going to watch a Netflix show or hang out with my dog, whatever it is.
yeah,
I feel like that probably makes you a better dancer because you can tie in those life experiences to your dancing, the breakups or all the things in life
yeah,
to your dancing with the
definitely.
emotion.
Yeah, I for sure agree with that, and I think connecting dots is always something that I think brings more context. Like I remember being in school and I minored in business and anthropology while I was majoring in dance. And I remember being in my anthropology class and writing, whatever the teacher was teaching and thinking like, whoa, I could turn this into like a piece because like so those things like intertwining knowledge like things from different disciplines I think bring so much. And also like I don't know, Gaga is this technique of dance that is based on sensations and feelings, and
Oh,
that changed my dancing forever because it just allows movement to be kind of like infinite and sensations to be infinite and attaching like tactile and imagery to your movement just makes it infinite. And what you can like you can be doing the same step but feeling light, but feeling strong, but feeling maybe emotion, like drained emotionally, maybe hopeful, so it becomes all these options of interpreting movement that it's just, you can bring anything to it. you know?
Oh, how special and how powerful. And
Yeah,
I can see how it's a great way to grow as a
yeah,
person and a dancer. and
definitely.
and feeling those emotions. So gaga, like you're saying, just to summarize it, it's pretty much making any movement, like putting an emotion to any movement. Like let's say the movement is just a step forward. You could do that step forward with a certain emotion. You're angry, you're mad, you're sad, things like that.
Yeah, yeah, it adds just like a lot of context and images, and yeah, it kind of becomes that.
Nice. So that has helped you go beyond just the dance moves.
Yeah, and I also think immersing myself, or being as simple as it sounds, but being present where I am. So if I'm, dancing with this person, and this is the vision, just allowing myself to almost like acting. I'm not necessarily like facial acting, but like you become so available to immerse yourself in all these different like worlds depending on what you're doing. So that has been cool. And also, like you're saying, passion, allowing passion to always come through. I'm like, that is the most fun part.
Yes, that's the fun part. Exactly. That's where we get our endorphins released, all
Yeah,
the things.
yeah.
Exercise, dancing is great. There's actually studies, Eugenia, that show that dancers are, I think, 60 to 90% happier than the average human being.
I believe it.
I believe it too. Yes. What about your mindset? Your mindset with dance and your mindset in life and how
Mm.
that's helped you overcome things.
Well, that's a loaded question. My mindset, I feel like it's always changing.
That's great. That's a
Depending,
great answer, as it should, because we're always changing. The world is constantly evolving.
yeah, and I think, I guess that's it too. Like allowing allowing change and adjusting and adapting is kind of like my mindset. Very set on my ways when I was little, for sure. My mom can vouch for this. And that was a problem, that if plans changed from when from what I knew, I would literally have a panic attack. So I think right now it's inevitable that so many things are going to change, especially in this career. Not much is consistent. So my mindset is to stay available, to stay active. I believe so much in being proactive in life,
Mm.
and setting just riding momentum, like never losing momentum, whatever that is. In, it can be active exercise, active work, or resting. I think that's momentum as well, like recharging energy. So I think always being proactive, being like maybe one, two steps ahead, um, is kind of how I live my life a little bit.
I can see that help you too, because as long as we're moving forward, whatever it is, as long as we're not couch potatoes,
Totally.
we're
Or
okay.
like
We're
anywhere, like down, up, side, whatever. I think just movement in all ways creates opportunity.
Yes, creates opportunity. Absolutely. And like you said too, finding that there's momentum and also resting. And
Yeah,
that's okay, and not feeling guilty that you're resting,
yeah,
and because we're busy and our bodies, like you said, need to recharge, and how important that is.
yeah. Our minds and bodies, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Your mind is a muscle, just like your muscles are muscles.
Yeah, that is right.
Thank you so much, Eugenia.
Thank you for having me, for having all of us, and creating a space for us to share. I think it's so cool to watch the videos that you've done, get inspired, and then also contribute to that. Though, so thank you.
Of course, we're grateful to have you. So, and I'm wishing you the best with your future endeavors. We're
Thank
all going to be
you.
following you and watching you. You're pretty
Thank
phenomenal, to say the
you.
least. So, I'm cheering for you.
Thank you. And me too, for you and everyone that has joined these sessions.
Thanks, Eugenia. Bye.
Bye.